Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your legs didn't quite have the strength they used to? Maybe walking up the stairs leaves you more winded than it used to. Or perhaps you've noticed your arms aren't as firm. Or lifting the groceries feels heavier, even though it's the same bag of apples you always buy. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. What you're feeling might not just be getting older. It could be something deeper. It's called muscle loss, and it happens gradually, almost silently, over time. For many people over 60, it starts showing up in small ways: less energy, more stiffness, a little wobbliness when trying to balance. And before we know it, the independence we've enjoyed for decades starts to feel just a bit more fragile. But here's the good news. You can reverse it. That's right. You're not stuck. This isn't a one-way road to frailty. In fact, there's one simple change, a small but mighty shift in your daily routine that can make all the difference. And it starts with what's on your plate. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's talk about something that can change the course of your health and vitality. Because today, we're going to uncover one powerful food, yes, just one that can help restore your muscle strength, improve your balance, and even boost your energy. And no, it's not some exotic powder or expensive supplement. It's something real, natural, and delicious. You see, after the age of 60, our bodies go through something called sarcopenia. That's the natural loss of muscle mass that occurs with age. But natural doesn't mean inevitable. In fact, research shows that older adults can gain back muscle mass with the right diet and gentle movement. And one of the biggest keys to doing that is protein. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, I already eat chicken and eggs, hang on a second. It's not just about eating any protein. It's about choosing the right kind of protein that your aging body can actually use. Here's something most people don't know. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at turning protein into muscle. That means even if you're eating meat or dairy, it might not be enough, or it might not be the right kind. And that's where this one amazing food comes in. A food that's gentle on the stomach, easy to prepare, and packed with everything your muscles crave. It's called lentils. Yep, lentils. Those tiny, humble legumes you may have passed by in the grocery aisle without a second glance. Don't underestimate them. Because when it comes to reversing muscle loss, lentils are a quiet powerhouse. And let me explain why. Lentils are packed with plant-based protein that's especially rich in something called leucine, an amino acid that plays a crucial role in muscle repair and growth. It's like the key that unlocks your body's ability to rebuild strength. And unlike red meats, lentils are also kind to your heart, blood sugar, and digestive system. 1 cup of cooked lentils gives you about 18 grams of high-quality protein. And more importantly, it delivers that protein in a form that's easy for older bodies to digest and use efficiently. No heavy digestion, no bloating, just pure, usable fuel for your muscles. Did you know that eating just 1 serving of lentils a day can dramatically increase your muscle protein synthesis if you're over 60? It's true. And when you combine that with light activity like walking or stretching, you're sending a clear message to your body. It's time to rebuild. Let me tell you a little story. A woman named Helen, age 72, started incorporating lentils into her lunch 3 times a week. She didn't change much else, just swapped her usual sandwich for a warm lentil soup or salad. 3 months later, her balance improved. She was able to get up from her couch without help, and she even returned to her favorite dance class at the senior center. She said, I didn't think something so small could make such a big difference, but it did. Because small steps lead to big changes. Now I know what you might be thinking. I'm not a fan of lentils, or I wouldn't know the first thing about cooking them. That's completely okay. The beauty of lentils is their versatility. You don't need to be a chef. You can find them canned, pre-cooked, or even as part of a frozen meal. Just heat and serve. You can add them to soups, stews, toss them into a salad, or blend them into a dip. It's one of the easiest foods to sneak into your routine without fuss. And here's a tip. Combine lentils with a little olive oil and turmeric, and you've got an anti-inflammatory muscle-building dish that also supports your joints. A warm lentil curry with carrots and spinach. That's not just dinner, it's a healing meal for your muscles, bones, and brain. Speaking of brain health, here's something else lentils do that might surprise you. They help protect your memory. Yes, really. Lentils are rich in folate, magnesium, and iron nutrients that support brain function, reduce brain fog, and can even lower the risk of dementia. So by eating lentils, you're not only strengthening your legs and arms, you're also supporting your mind. Think about that the next time you scoop a spoonful onto your plate. You're not just eating lunch. You're investing in independence. And that brings me to another important point: independence. One of the biggest fears many seniors have is losing the ability to live on their own, drive, or manage daily activities. And often, it's not illness that takes that away, it's loss of strength. But imagine this. What if, instead of feeling your legs weaken with each passing year, you felt them grow stronger? What if getting out of bed didn't come with aches and groans, but instead with a sense of ease and readiness? What if you had the strength to travel, play with your grandkids, or take that garden walk every morning without fear of falling or fatigue? That's what reversing muscle loss does. It's not about looking younger. It's about feeling capable living life on your own terms, with confidence, purpose, and joy, and sometimes it starts with something as simple as a bowl of lentils. Feeling tired all the time? This could be the reason, and it's not what you think. Muscle loss doesn't just steal your strength, it drains your energy. Because when your muscles shrink, your metabolism slows. That means even if you're eating well, you might still feel sluggish or gain weight. But by eating the right kind of protein, like lentils, you're giving your muscles exactly what they need to stay active and energized. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. When was the last time you ate a plant-based protein that actually filled you up and made you feel good afterward? If you can't remember, you're not alone. Most of us grew up thinking protein had to come from meat. But studies now show that plant proteins, when chosen correctly, can be just as effective, if not better, especially for seniors who need something gentle on the gut and good for the heart. Here's something else to think about. Lentils are packed with fiber, and I mean packed. That means better digestion, fewer blood sugar spikes, and more stable energy throughout the day. If you've been struggling with constipation, bloating, or cravings, a serving of lentils might be exactly what your body's been asking for. And for those of you who are managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or cholesterol, lentils are one of the few foods that check all the boxes. They're naturally low in fat, high in nutrients, and support blood sugar control. That's a rare combination. So you're not just helping your muscles, you're helping your whole body. Now, don't worry, I'm not asking you to overhaul your entire diet. Just add one powerful food, lentils, into a few meals each week. That's it. No special program, no counting calories, no giving up the foods you love. Just one change that can ripple out and improve your strength, energy, digestion, and memory. Doctors are raving about this food not because it's trendy, but because it works. It's backed by science, loved by nutritionists, and most importantly, it's accessible. You don't need a fancy health food store or a big budget. Just a bag of lentils and a little curiosity to try something new. So if you're ready to feel stronger, more energized, and more confident in your body, give lentils a chance. Start with a warm bowl at lunch, or mix a few spoonfuls into your soup at dinner. Keep it simple. Let your body feel the difference. And if you try it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what recipes you discover, or how it made you feel after a week or two. Remember, every change starts with one small choice. And this choice, it's one of the best ones you can make for your strength, your independence, and your future. Now that we've uncovered how one humble food can unlock a whole new level of energy and strength. Now, here's the part that surprises most people. When we talk about reversing muscle loss, everyone thinks about protein powders, gym workouts, or complicated supplements. But did you know that just one simple food, something you might already have in your kitchen, can make a real difference in how strong and energetic you feel? It's something that's been around for centuries. It doesn't come in a flashy package, and it's not sold by influencers or trendy health gurus. But research and thousands of healthy seniors swear by it. Lentils. Yes, lentils. Those humble little legumes that come in red, green, or brown. They're not glamorous. They're not expensive. But they're absolutely packed with what your muscles crave most. Now you might be wondering, lentils? Really? Let me explain why they're a quiet powerhouse when it comes to building and preserving muscle, especially after 60. First, lentils are incredibly high in plant-based protein. Just one cooked cup can give you around 18 grams of protein without the saturated fat or cholesterol you'd find in meat. That's a huge win for your heart and your muscles. But here's the real magic. Lentils are also rich in iron, B vitamins, and zinc, all essential nutrients your body needs to convert food into energy, support tissue repair, and help your muscles recover and grow stronger. And because they're also high in fiber, they don't just help with digestion. They keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day. That means fewer energy crashes and more steady fuel for staying active and doing the things you love, whether that's gardening, walking, or dancing in the kitchen while you make your morning tea. Now imagine this. You've started adding just one serving of lentils to your lunch or dinner a few times a week. Maybe in a soup. Maybe in a salad. Maybe cooked with a little garlic and olive oil as a side dish. And over time, you start noticing something. Climbing the stairs isn't quite as hard. You're standing up from your favorite chair without that extra oof. You're moving through your day with a little more spring in your step. That's not just your imagination. That's your muscles thanking you. Now, let's take it a step further. Muscle isn't just about strength. It's your body's engine. It keeps your metabolism running. It protects your bones. It gives you balance, coordination, and the ability to live independently. And when you start feeding it the right way consistently, even in small amounts it responds. But here's the catch. Just eating more protein, even from something wonderful like lentils, isn't enough if your body isn't absorbing it well. And this is where many seniors run into a silent roadblock: poor digestion. As we age, our stomachs naturally produce less acid. That means breaking down protein becomes harder, and your body can't absorb all those precious amino acids as easily as it used to. So even if you're eating well, you might not be getting the full benefit. But don't worry, there's a way around this. One of the best things you can do is pair your lentils or other high-protein foods with ingredients that boost digestion. Try adding a splash of lemon juice or a pinch of apple cider vinegar when cooking your lentils. That small amount of acidity can help your stomach break down protein more effectively. Or sip on a warm ginger tea after your meal. It soothes the gut and supports digestion naturally. These tiny changes can help your body use the food you're giving it, not just pass it through. Now, here's a story that might sound familiar. A gentleman named Robert 74 years old, reached out to share what happened after he started adding lentils to his diet just twice a week. He'd been noticing his legs were feeling weaker, and he was struggling to stand up from his recliner without pushing with both arms. He didn't want to feel like he was losing control of his body. That worried him more than anything. So he made one small promise to himself: add lentils to 2 dinners each week. That's it. He found a lentil and vegetable soup recipe online, tweaked it with his favorite spices, and stuck with it. After about a month, he called his daughter and said, "You know, I stood up from the couch today and didn't even think about it. That's progress." He didn't join a gym. He didn't buy expensive powders. He didn't change his entire life overnight. He just fed his body something it could use. And it responded. Now, I want to pause here and ask you something important. Have you ever found yourself cutting back on food not because you're not hungry, but because you're just tired of cooking for one? Or maybe because nothing tastes quite right anymore? You're not alone. Many seniors unintentionally eat less protein simply because meals don't feel as enjoyable as they once did. But your muscles still need that nourishment even more than when you were younger. So here's a gentle suggestion. Try preparing a pot of lentils ahead of time and portioning it into small containers for the week. Freeze a few if needed. That way, you've always got a delicious, muscle-loving meal ready, even on days when you don't feel like cooking. And if lentils aren't your thing, that's okay too. Chickpeas, black beans, and even split peas can offer similar benefits. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. Choose what you enjoy and build from there. Now, let's talk about movement, because eating lentils will give your body the raw materials. But movement tells your muscles, hey, we still need you. But here's the good news. You don't need long workouts or fancy equipment to wake up your muscle tissue. In fact, one of the most effective things you can do is something you're probably already doing without thinking about it. Standing up and sitting down. Yes, every time you rise from a chair or lower yourself onto the couch, you're engaging your legs, glutes, and core. That's real muscle work. So why not turn it into a mini workout? Here's a fun challenge. Set a timer for 1 minute and see how many slow, controlled sit-to-stands you can do from your chair without using your hands. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 10. Whatever your number, write it down. Then, the next day, try to do just 1 more. You'd be amazed at what that small daily action can do over time. Think about this. The number one reason many seniors end up needing help is not illness, it's weakness. It's losing the strength to carry groceries, get up from bed, or stay steady on their feet. But here's the empowering part. Weakness is not permanent. You can reverse it, just like Robert did, just like many others have, starting with 1 good meal and 1 mindful movement at a time. The body is incredibly resilient. Even at 70, 80, or beyond, your muscles can rebuild. Your bones can grow stronger. Your energy can return. And no, you don't need a personal trainer or a complicated schedule. You need kindness. To your body. To your daily habits. To the part of you that's still learning, growing, and choosing to show up. And if you're wondering whether it's too late to start, let me tell you some of the strongest, most vibrant people I've met started their health journey after retirement. Because when the pace of life slows down, you finally have the space to listen to your body and give it what it truly needs. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel capable. And you deserve a body that supports you through the life you still have ahead. So whether it's lentils, chickpeas, or your favorite bean stew, make it a part of your weekly routine. Add it to a comforting soup. Toss it into a salad. Blend it into a dip with garlic and lemon. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just nourishing, and as you do this, you might notice something beautiful happen. Your energy doesn't just return, it grows. Your muscles don't just stop shrinking, they start working with you again. And most importantly, your confidence builds. Step by step, bite by bite. Now that we've explored why lentils and other plant-based proteins are so powerful, and how small actions like mindful movement can spark real change, let's talk about what to do next, because here's the truth. Knowledge is wonderful, but action is what changes lives. So let me offer you a simple 3-step guide to get started today. Not next week. Not when you feel like it. Today, even with just one small action. Step 1. Make a muscle-friendly meal this week. Choose one day this week, circle it on your calendar, and plan a meal centered around lentils. Maybe it's a warming lentil soup, a hearty salad, or even a quick lentil stir-fry with garlic, turmeric, and spinach. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be gourmet. It just has to be real. And if you need a little extra help, we're sharing a free downloadable recipe in the description below. It's tasty, easy to prepare, and perfect for older adults who want something soft, digestible, and deeply nourishing. Your goal: make that meal, sit down mindfully, and enjoy every bite. Step 2. Begin the 1-minute strength habit. Pick one movement, just one that supports your muscle health, like the chair stand we mentioned earlier, or light wall push-ups, or even standing calf raises while brushing your teeth. Set a timer for 1 minute and just move. No pressure, no performance, just presence. Write it down. Track it daily. You'll be amazed how something so simple can ripple into more energy, better sleep, and a greater sense of independence. This isn't about exercising harder. It's about moving with purpose. Step 3. Hydrate and digest with intention. Remember, protein is only useful if your body can break it down. So every time you eat a high-protein meal, think about your digestion. Add a few drops of lemon to your water. Sip on warm ginger or fennel tea after lunch. Avoid chugging cold drinks with meals, as they can slow down enzyme activity. Treat your digestion like a garden. It needs warmth, care, and consistency to thrive. And here's a mindset shift that could change everything. You're not declining, you're rebuilding. Too often, we're told that aging is a process of loss, of shrinking, of becoming less. But what if right now you decided to write a different story? One where your 60s, 70 seconds, or even 80 seconds weren't about fading away, but about growing stronger in new and beautiful ways. Where every nourishing bite is a statement. I still matter. I still deserve strength. I still have life to live, because you do. And whether you're living with joint pain, managing a chronic illness, or simply feeling a little more tired than you used to, please know this: your body has not given up on you. It's just waiting for you to listen, nourish, and reconnect. Let's close with a short affirmation. You can even say it out loud with me if you'd like. Each day, I choose to feed my strength. I honor my body with every breath, every step, every meal. My energy grows. My spirit shines. I am rebuilding. If this video inspired you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend or loved one. You never know who might need this gentle reminder that it's never too late to get strong again. In the next video, we'll dive into 3 powerful herbs that can help boost your muscle recovery, reduce inflammation, and support energy after 60. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay kind to your body. Stay curious. And most of all, stay connected to the strength that's still within you. You're not alone. We're with you every step of the way.